We've all enjoyed using Google Earth, but how many times have we looked at an area and we said, boy, I'd like to know where the state forests are. I wish I knew where all the other public land was. It's hard to see the rivers and streams because of the canopy of the trees. Lakes. I wonder what the name of that particular lake is. Or, I wonder which deer unit I'm in. It'd be nice to see the primary roads and the secondary roads from out at this level. And lastly, I wish I had a combination of a topo map and the imagery. Boy, if I could put the two of them together and have the contour lines and the map symbols, it'd make life a lot easier. Well, what we've done is exactly that. We've created statewide bundles, and we're also going to use Wisconsin as an example. The topos are a 1 to 24,000 series. In Wisconsin alone, we have over 25 base maps. For this example, we've only brought in a few of these base maps. We'll bring in Lincoln County. We'll add Price, Taylor, Oneida, Ruskin Sawyer, Langland, Marathon. As you can see, these maps overlap each other and fit together nicely. If you zoom in, you let it settle, the map will appear, it will sharpen, and you can see the roads. You can see the contour lines, swamp symbols, sections, and so forth. Everything you would expect to see on a 1 to 24,000 series maps, and the detail is just as good. If you want to create what's called a hybrid topo, and for this instance we're looking at Lincoln County, highlight Lincoln County, go to the transparency slider, take the tool and zoom it back. Take it about to the middle. As you zoom in, you'll start to pick up the features of this imagery of Google Earth, but you also retain a lot of the features of the topo map. Here you can see the swamp symbols, and if we sharpen it and bring up the topo map just a little bit more, you can see the elevation contour lines, the sections, the areas that basically don't have a lot of forest, more open, the roads, and so forth. This helps give you a really good perspective of how the topography changes. So what you're doing is creating the best of both worlds. You're taking the imagery and the topo map and blending them together. Next, let's look at the rivers and streams. Here's an example of the rivers and streams. Without the rivers and streams, it can be a little difficult to pick out the different areas of water flow. But with it, you can see where the rivers are and the streams. You can also click on it, and here we have Armstrong Creek. Then you can add the lakes. Here we have Kruger Lake. Now let's go to the primary and secondary roads. How often do we look at a particular state and say, boy, I wish I could see the roads out at this level? Right now, we'll click on the northern half of the roads for Wisconsin. These are the primary roads. If you click on these roads, it'll tell you it's Highway 70 and it's a state highway. You can also find out about county roads. Here we have County Road D. This is one of two layers for primary roads. Then we'll look at the secondary roads. Your secondary roads for the state are broken into approximately 6 layers. As you zoom in, just like with the primary roads, you can pick up road names. Tower Road, Federal Forest Road 566. Next, we're going to look at public lands, and we're going to zoom back out to show the public lands for Wisconsin. We're going to look at the Forest Service. As you can see here, the Forest Service lands have 3 distinct colors. Green basically shows the name of the Forest Service land. This happens to be the Nicolet. The gray will show you areas that have been withdrawn from timber production. The white will show you areas that they're considering to withdraw from timber production. The DNR Stewardship Grant Acquisition. That particular land is land that's either been donated or willed to the DNR or bought by a particular conservation group, and they allow access to their particular properties. Always make sure to click on this information, look at the recreational opportunities that are allowed, and then make sure you know before you go. Then we'll look at the Stewardship Wisconsin DNR land. This particular land would be like your state forest and your wildlife management areas. We have the Flambeau River State Forest, Over here, the Northern Highland. Next, we'll bring in the county land. Here, just like the others, you can click on it and find out the ownership of the particular county parcel. In Wisconsin, we have tax programs that allow individuals or corporations to put their property into a tax program where they receive a tax credit for opening up their land for hunting or recreational use. Forest crop law is in purple. And same thing, Superior Michigan Hardwoods, it's a corporation. Each one of these you can click on and find out who the owner of that particular parcel is. In the Managed Forest Law, which is the light lavender, you can see that particular information that is available. If you click on it, you'll end up with the information, if it's a corporation, and how many acres. Just in Managed Forest Law alone, there's over 1 million acres that's open to the public. Forest crop provides almost 200,000. It used to be in the past you'd have to get a plat book and you'd have to figure out where this particular property is and how to get to it and who the owner was. Now it's basically done for you. With any of these, and you can highlight it, slide the slider back, and change the transparency. This allows you to see trails, roads, and recent logging, thus allowing you to plan your hunts and actually helping you to get into new areas that many times you don't even realize exist. And finally, let's take this one step further. Here we have the Lincoln County topo overlay. Now, let's make it a hybrid, where we blend the imagery of Google Earth and the topo map together. But let's add some features to this. Let's say I want to know where the county land is in this particular area. So I clicked on the county land, and there it is. Let's add one more thing. Let's add some DNR land. Down here is a parcel of DNR land. New Wood Wildlife Area. Now, how about some forest crop land? And how about some Managed Forest Law land? We have just taken a topo map and put all the up-to-date public land overlaid right onto Google Earth. At this point, let's add some rivers. Now we've enhanced the map even further. By being able to overlay the topo maps onto Google Earth and combine it with the public lands overlays, with the Managed Forest Law, forest crop, county land, and DNR land, we now have an up-to-date public lands use map with hydrology already overlaid onto it. We can already see where this will be very beneficial. We can see the trails, we can see the swamp areas, but even more than that, we know that if we want to go to the west here, that we can go across from one piece of county land to the next and still not be trespassing. Because we're on Spirit Falls Timberland and it's a corporation and it's enrolled in forest crop. This information is invaluable when trying to plan out a hunt and trying to research new areas. This way, you don't have to spend all your time driving around trying to figure out what's available to hunt. You can research it from your home, learn about the area, and then know before you go.